Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Potionomics. So let's go into our save. It's day 46. We'll go with the manual save. Probably they're the same, but not sure if there was a cutscene or anything at the beginning. And we're very much on the final straight now. I mean, I've got so much money in the bank, I don't really know what to do with it. And we've got our competition potions pretty much ready, so, you know, not sure what else we need to do, really. We've got 4 days. I might do 3 days in this video, because there'll probably be a minimal amount of brewing and selling. We might concentrate on some more of the relationship stuff over the next 3 days. That might be good. Maybe rank up a bit and get ready for the final tournament. Let's check it on the garden first, though. I suppose I'm not planning on brewing that much. There's probably less of a need to duplicate ingredients, but I guess you never know. It's good to do, I think. So I only got one of these, and this is... well, let's put it on red. 3 of these. Let's do green. Only 2 of these. Let's do that one blue. What else are we lacking a bit? Maybe this. I could do yellow. What else? Maybe this? Is that going to be purple? It has. Okay, so we'll chuck that in there. Checking on the brew room. I think I might be finishing off the last competition potion I need, if I remember right. It's been a few days since I played, so I can't remember exactly where I got up to with things. I was going to say, I hope that's not frozen. Yeah, looks like it. Let's follow it up, I suppose. 3 stars. Masterwork, looks good. We could probably afford to age that in a barrel. 5 of them anyway. Well, we can get the other one going in another barrel. Let's put that one in there. How are these doing? They're all aged, so that's fine. Look at the potions we've got on display, so just remind myself which one is. Hang on. Yeah, so that. Okay, so we definitely don't want to sell all of those Masterwork Curse Cure. Let's check. There's nothing else in aging barrels. I don't think so. Alright, so we'll put that under glass. It was interesting, in a recent video someone commented that I kind of thought that to go into a competition you needed to have potions at the, you know, the minimum requirement that it says on the posters and stuff. But someone made a comment saying that actually that's not the case. You can... yeah, you can go into the competition with any level of potion. And, you'll just have to haggle more to get the value up to win. I'm glad I didn't do that against, was it Anubia? Or maybe Boss Finn, one of those. They just put an insane amount of stress on us. I'm not quite sure what happens if you hit 100 stress. I mean, presumably, every card you draw is a stress card, so I think that would be quite difficult to do. I guess I'm kind of gearing up for a potion selling day with that, but I don't feel that's necessary. So let's do what I said. Let's go into town. Oh, Mint's still out. Let's check on Baptiste. Oh, quite a lot of stuff. That's always good. Let's see what else he's got. It would be nice on this screen if it told you how many of these things you already had, because I know, I just remember I've got 8 of these already, because I was considering duplicating them. We just got a bunch of these. I'm pretty sure I've got a fair few of those, so I may not invest. Let's give him a gift. He likes flowers and fleur. No rank up though. That's alright. Let's go and see Corsac. Ooh, it's in some interesting stuff. What's that? Mana Heart. Mana Vortex. I think we've got those, but these other ones are new. Mana Maelstrom. And Black Gold Ore. Some very nice things there, Corsac. Can't remember where we sent him out now. Let's gift him a mushroom. No rank up though. See what we can send him out to do. Maybe back out to the magical wasteland. How far can he get? Well, he can do he can do one. Alright, I think I gave him the potions last time for more ingredients and better ingredients. I don't know if there's much value in sending him out there for one. Mushroom higher. How far can he get here? So that's just a wall, isn't it? That's just like, you don't go any further. But that's okay, we can do 3. On that. Go and see Zid. That's like fuel. 6 Yeti belts, that's alright. Gift for Zid, she likes bugs. Oh, and we got a rank up on Zid, so I think we'll do that. I quite like a lot of Zid's cards. So let's do that now. Nice day for a shopping spree, isn't it? I don't really need anything, but maybe I'll see something I can't resist. In addition to you, I mean. Oh, well. Zid grips Sylvia's elbow and steers her into a crowded marketplace, grinning madly. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Do I seem a little manic? I probably do. You got to understand, back home I never got to do stuff like this. I couldn't leave my house without being mobbed by fans and photogs. Forget about a shopping trip, there'd have been a riot. I feel ridiculous complaining about it. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but it's a lot sometimes. I'm glad I decided to go incognito while in Rafta. You always stand out in a crowd, as far as I'm concerned. Oh well, good. I wouldn't want to lose you in the throng. But maybe I'll hold on tight, just in case. And for the record, it's not like I want to fade into the background. I just want a little distance between myself and my... brand, I guess. My professional images are cookie-cutter clean, but out here... well, my stylist isn't around to tell me what not to wear. I could use some fashion guidance. Got any tips or hand-me-downs? Oh, when it comes to fashion, the only tip anybody needs is to wear what they like. Take it from me, there are some things a person should get to decide for herself. Back home, it wasn't just my clothes or hair that were out of control. My control. Before this little sabbatical, my record label had final say over what I ate, where I went, who I spent time with. I'm telling you, Sylvia, they micromanaged my whole life, all in an effort to maximise my appeal to the widest possible audience. It's nice to get a break from all that, to explore my own style. And write your own music. Yeah, exactly that. It's sort of all related, isn't it? Choosing your own look, the face you present to the world, and singing your own words. Words you believe. It's all self-expression. Find your rhythm and people will hear what you're really trying to say. Rhythm. Apply prepped rhythm. All cards played cost 1 patience less next turn. Ooh. That's pretty good. That is really good, actually. We'll get those in the deck. Maybe instead of Jingle, or maybe one of each, because Jingle has like an immediate effect on one card, but this will have an effect, a lesser effect, admittedly, but on all cards next turn. That's pretty good. Oh, that's a tip I can tap my feet to. Hope you'll be swaying along to my original composition scene. So the writing's going well? Yeah, I forgot to the part in the story where our hero needs to lean on someone else. I could introduce an animal helper, or have our hero enlist the aid of a great magician. Which trope do you like best? Animal helper. Because adding an animal makes every story better. I had you pegged as an animal lover all along. You want it, you got it. As for me, I think I want... oh, I missed that. Do you see? There's a whole booth over there just for shoes. I saw a pair of boots with some pretty severe spikes. I think they might suit you. But you should be the judge of that. You got me figured out pretty well, haven't you? Come on, let's both go try on a pair. Pretty good. Okay, let's send Zid out on another adventure then. She could do one. Why not? I don't think we've been to the crater yet, so I'm interested to see what they come back with. Money's not really an object at the moment. Oh, Mint's back now. Not bad, not great. I want to aim for great. What should she get? Arcane Quartz. It's not bad. We've just seen the Black Gold Orb. Lich's Femur. Hocus Locust. Oh wow, pretty cool stuff there. It's a shame we're not really making potions anymore. Give a plant to Mint. No rank up available, so let's send her straight back out on another adventure. For another zone I haven't been to. Probably maybe this. Maybe the Dragon Oasis? I think she can do a couple here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's go and see Salt and Pepper. Give them the gift of a squid. No rank up, that's okay. Let's have a look at their treasure. Take a large chest. We got some cosmic quartz. We got black wall, that might be nice. And mushroom mythor, okay. Still dubious value in my mind, but you know, money, as I said, is not really much of a obstacle at this point. I'm going to check on Muk Tuk, see how he's doing. We snubbed him in a previous episode. Okay, so we'll give him some more. No rank, that's okay. Not much point doing anything else, don't really need to buy anything. Go and see Roxanne. Give her a gem. I can find the ones. No rank, that's alright. Enchant. We probably will have a selling session today. We don't really need to do this, but aroma, taste and sound. Fine, we'll do that. Let's see Luna. No rank up with Luna. We'll give her some fruit. Still no rank. See what her marketing stuff is. This would be for tomorrow. Curse cures. Do I actually have those? I'm probably going to sell it. I think I've only got one, and I think I'm going to sell it today. Let's go see Saffron. I think we have got some ranking up to do with Saffron, because I haven't done any for ages. Let's start off with a plant. Alright, let's have a look at her rank up. Thank you for having me over. Sorry, that's Australian, isn't it? Thank you for having me over, Sylvia. I appreciate the offer of tea and the opportunity to spend some quality time in your abode. Sorry, it's sort of a mess. Hey, I live outdoors, remember? It takes more than a bit of clutter to scare me off. Although now that I take a closer look, this place doesn't appear entirely sound, structurally speaking. It should be okay for a little while, though, assuming there's not an earthquake or a stiff breeze. It's a work in progress, but it's coming along. It doesn't even smell like owl droppings anymore. Well, either that or I've just gotten very used to the smell of owl droppings. Oh, it's not so bad a smell. Before I made this hat, it was a rare day I didn't get some kind of poop in my hair. As for the shop, as works in progress go, it's an impressive one. I'd like to help with it if I can. How about I take care of that leaky roof for you? Oh, you don't have to do that. I know I don't have to, but I'd like to. And it would be rude to deny a guest, don't you think? Now hold my tea. As Sylvia looks on, Saffron exits via the window and scales the shop's exterior with the poise and confidence of a mountain goat. She quickly finds the source of the roof's small but persistent leak. Using the simple tools on her person and a minor druidic cantrip or two, Saffron restores the roof to prime condition. All done. It's just a patch job, but it should hold for, maybe a decade or two? You're seriously impressive, Saffron. How did you get to be so good at this stuff? Oh, it was out of necessity. When I was younger, I spent a good amount of time on a sailing vessel. Things would break, they'd need fixing. Silky was the alpha of our little group. As the strongest, he acted like the role of handy person was his by right. But he was all thumbs, and he often forgot his own strength. He'd break two things while fixing one. I learned a lot by watching him, though. And when I showed him what a bit of finesse could do, he stepped aside and left the repair work to me. Life on a ship must have been exciting. I loved having the freedom to travel, to see the world. It was easily my favorite thing about being a hero. Wait, you were a hero? Did I know that? I don't think I knew that. Well, now you do. Does it change your opinion of me? Nope. Not at all. It's just that you haven't talked much about your past. No, that isn't purposeful. I don't consider myself a secretive person. I'm not actively hiding anything. I'm simply more interested in what's in front of me than what's behind. There must be a story there, though. Not really. Being a hero just didn't suit me. I'm much happier now, having left all that in the past. And I still help people in my own way. In fact, it isn't flashy, but I got a coupon here just for you. Oh, great, coupon for stuff we don't need anymore. I'd rather have had a card. All right, never mind. Oh, cost of fuel. Well, I've got loads of fuel now. Wow, you're a hero in my book. Happy to do it. Now, how about brewing a fresh pot? I just noticed an uneven shelf and a warped baseboard, and you know me. I can't stand idly by when there are improvements to be made. Might be able to rank up again. I've been putting a lot of gifts into them and her, and I haven't been ranking up. So let's do another one. It's so peaceful here. What if I just stuck around instead of going back to the shop? Oh, you're welcome to, although I may have to put you to work. How are you at wood joinery? Have you mastered the half-blind dovetail? More ties and tenon? To be honest, I'm not sure wood joinery is a particular talent of mine. I'm teasing. You're welcome to just relax here. I try and make my friends feel welcome. And my customers, too. It's important to establish a meaningful and deep connection so they don't feel rushed out the door. Deep connection. Increase patience by 4. But it can only be played if it's the last card in my hand. It's pretty good, though. I'll try and find room for one of those. Thanks for the tip. The pleasure's mine. And while you really are welcome to hang around here, I had a notion to see more of the sights, and no trip into town is the same without the companionship of my favorite tour guide. It's not so crowded down here, and the breeze is pleasant. I can see why people like the beach, even if it looks a bit naked without any trees. I'm not going to romance her. It's safer than the forest, though. There's nowhere for monsters to hide. As I recall, the thing about civilization is the monsters can hide in plain sight. Now, I'm sorry. That was negative of me. To be honest, I think the looming skull over there has unnerved me. Saffron can't seem to pull her eyes away from the massive kraken skull sitting in the shallows. It's a curious sight, to be sure, but Saffron's expression isn't one of curiosity. I've forgotten they just left that thing there. I keep thinking someone will remove it. It's been 20 years since a band of heroes landed on this beach, intent on hunting down the island's wicked queen. 20 years since those heroes slayed the queen's pet kraken, at great cost to themselves, into the town. Many lives were lost that day, and the kraken's corpse was left to rot. Now, with the island populated once more, the locals are treating the skull like some sort of monument. What's the thinking behind that, do you reckon? If they're keeping it, I imagine it's more about victories. It's important to commemorate our victories, even if the battle was costly. The heroes ultimately accomplished their mission. If they hadn't, we wouldn't be standing here today. All's well that ends well, eh? But I don't like being reminded that there is blood in the sand beneath our hooves. And I've tried very hard to put the memory of that dark day behind me. Hold on. Do you mean... Saffron, were you there that day? I was. Oh, let's find out more. I can't believe you were here. What was it like? I'd rather not get into it. In fact, I think I'd better head home. I'm sorry, Sylvia. I don't mean to be dramatic, and you've done nothing wrong. But I know when I'm bound to be poor company, and I'd prefer to spare you that. You enjoy the beach, and I'll see you another day. Could rank up again. Although I want to see if I can rank up with Quinn, so let's do Quinn first. Gonna gift a slime. Where are my cheap slimes? No rank. Okay, well we can expand this shop. Quite a lot of stuff to add to it. Like so. Don't feel a particular need to go shopping. I suppose we could check out if there's anything on discount at the moment. Doesn't look like it. Quite a lot of stuff's actually more expensive than it would otherwise be. So that's cool. So that is pretty much everyone now. So let's go back to Saffron. We'll do... Yeah, we'll rank up once more. And we'll go home and we'll do a shop session. And then to bed, I think. I'm glad you're here, Sylvia. I felt bad about how our last excursion ended. I shouldn't have left things the way I did. I was hoping you'd let me make it up to you. With ice cream. Yeah, we haven't been to the ice cream shop for 5 seconds. Oh, that's the best idea I've had all day. Let's go. Go where? To the ice cream parlor? Parlor? You mean they got a whole shop just for ice cream? That's wild and wildly unnecessary. Making ice cream at home is easy. Come on, I'll show you. Okay, well that's different. Saffron brings out a large hollowed out tortoise shell. It's been fitted with supports to keep it stable and its surface glows with icy enchantment runes. Is that an ice cream cauldron? Ha! You're not far off the mark. We just gotta add some rock salt, heavy cream, basilisk milk, and various flavorings. Basilisk milk? No, I'm only pulling your leg. Basilisk milk's freezing point is far too low. Oops, I missed the last bit of that sentence. Saffron combines her ingredients and sets to stirring. As the mixture thickens, her stirring slows. I could help. Oh, you essentially do this for a living. I can't have you stirring on your break. The final result is astounding. Saffron has added subtle notes of lavender, and the freshness of cream elevates the flavour. I may be spoiled for all other ice cream. Then we'll have to do this again. I'm determined to invent a palatable saffron-flavoured variety. But does this mean my apology is accepted? My behaviour at the beach forgotten? Yes. Say no more. You don't owe me any further explanations. Oh, I'm very grateful that you've given me the time and space to process my feelings. It makes me feel like I can be honest with you. And while it may be true that I don't owe an explanation, I think it would do me good to get some of this off my chest. I'm all ears. We were speaking before about the day a group of heroes came to Rafta's shores. They slayed Marvin's Kraken on their path to strike down the Witch Queen herself. And you were there. I was there. But I wasn't a spectator. The truth is, I was one of the heroes. Wait, really? You aren't just pulling my leg? Saffron, that's amazing. Why didn't you tell me you're famous? If I were truly famous, would you need to be told? You know what I mean. You lived history, Saffron. You made history. I think history would have gotten along fine just fine without us. We were all of us too green. Looking back, we were little more than kids. But we were absolutely certain of our own abilities, and we were so eager to make our mark on the world. We got our chance when the Heroes Guild finally decided to move against Witch Queen Maven. The Guild's leadership claimed she had taken control of the people here and was building up a monstrous army to invade the mainland. I think even at the time, part of me knew that wasn't true. Let's find out more. Why would they lie about that? Why else? Money. Maven had taken a barren island and infused it with magic. The Guild and the royals and aristocrats it served wanted access to this place, to its resources. She refused to barter with them, so they found a reason to move against her. They told us we were defending our home. In hindsight, I think we were only invading someone else's. There were no captives to liberate, just a small community of outcasts here by choice, and there was no army of monsters. Just a single Kraken guard in the harbor. We didn't anticipate that. A big one, judging by the skull. You can say that again. It had gorged itself on magic like everything else here. It was the hardest fight we'd ever been in. I was grievously injured. I should have died, if not for our healer Shaylee. We called her the She-Wolf, and she earned her name that day, defending me with a ferocity like nothing I'd seen before. After the battle, Shaylee and the others wanted to press on right away. They even had to know we were there. Stealth was no longer an option. But my injuries were too severe. I needed time to recover. They left me in town, which was just a tiny collection of huts at this point, recruited a local boy to be their guide, and struck off to face Maven without me. I guess you know what happened after that. I never saw them again. Saffron, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. It was all a long time ago. Most days I feel at peace with it. But occasionally the grief sneaks up on me, catches me off guard, overwhelms me. Well, so that's my secret. For all my talk about tranquility, I'm actually a big hot mess. You're entitled to be a little messy. You've been through a lot. I suppose I have, but I never want the tragedy to define me, not in my own eyes or in the eyes of others. I have regrets, but I don't wallow in them, and I try my best to avoid picking up any new ones. But I regret how I acted at the beach, so I wanted to apologize and I wanted to explain. And now I can take a breath and let it go. Just like that? Just like that. Stress can't get its claws into you if you don't let it. And mindfulness makes you a master of your own mental domain. Mindfulness, 0 cost. Discard a stress card from your hand. Interesting. Interesting. Tranquility, here I come. Thank you for hearing me out, Sylvia. I honestly feel much better, and I promise to be less volatile from here on out. There we go, so we're fully ranked up now with Saffron. Actually, we can't have a shop session when we come back, we'll just be going to bed. But that's okay. I just spent a couple of thousand on an enchantment unnecessarily, but not too worried about that. We can actually go and see Corsac, he's back. Some of them. Alright. To be honest, I'm probably not going to send them out anymore because, like, I've got so much stuff and I'm not really brewing anymore. I think we just go home, don't we? This little tip of his hat there, that was cool. Okay, looking very glowy in here. Let's see what our black walls look like. It's a bit goth, perhaps, but it does sound like it might be quite cool. Don't mind it. I might change the flooring though if we're going to go with that. Where's my flooring? What's the mushroom mire floor look like? That's not bad actually. Ocean coasts. I'll go with the mushroom mire. That's our new floor, isn't it? I'm not entirely convinced by the black walls. Maybe it's this, but I like this because it looks like a big window and stuff. So I'll leave it like that for now. Let's take a look at our deck. We've got some new cards to play with now. So we like Zid's card, Rhythm. So this reduces cost on the following turn. So that's pretty good. Remind me what Blitz was. I might get rid of Blitz because it is quite situational and there's so many good cards I want to get in now. What was Stalwart again? I don't know about that. Do we have compromise? I think we got at least one compromise, haven't we? Oh yeah. What was Emotional Minefield again? If the customer complains, I've got one of those. The thing about that card is, hang on, let me just read it again. I'm going to take that out. The customer complains just seem to be a very specific thing they'll do, and we can't guarantee we'll get that in our hand. No, I didn't like that. But Saffron's one about mindfulness could be good. Again, we'd have to get it at the right time, but if we have a lot of stress, the cards will be coming in every hand, so that could be good. We took a couple of zeals. I'm just trying to remember what was going to be my competition build now. I had quite a good idea last time, I think. Maybe add another improv? I wonder if that goes with rhythm. So, if all your cards that turn are going to cost one less, whether this will, act on that. What's the one that added 4 patience? That was another Saffron card, wasn't it? Deep Connection. I think we should have at least one of those. Yeah, maybe we'll take out a jingle. We'll add a Deep Connection there. Okay, well that feels alright. So I think we're going to end the day there. Okay, so I think we're just going to end the day then. Radiation tonic, okay, and a curse cure, sure. Oswald? Masterworks 2, oh, they're not fooling around, not one bit. Oswald, hello? What else? Need to be ready, what am I missing? Think. Oswald! What in the world are you doing? Ah, Sylvia, I thought you were still asleep. Yeah, I totally was. I was having a real nice dream too. You were in it. Only you'd been transmogrified into a big bowl of ramen. Your subconscious isn't exactly subtle, is it? Neither are you. It was the sound of your talons pacing up and down the counter that woke me up. You want to talk about whatever's bothering you? No, it's nothing. It's, well, I suppose I'm anxious. We're so close, Sylvia. And so close to winning, so close to restoring my proper form. If you win that grand prize, I'll have arms again, fingers. I scarcely know what I'll do first. How about mopping? Could the answer be mopping? You act as if I'm some freeloader. It's not my fault these wings aren't made for manual labour. But so you know, it's been an honour, Sylvia. The sheer existential horror of being forced to live as a bird notwithstanding, I'm happy to have had this chance to get to know you, to work alongside you. I know I've no right to say it, but I'm so very proud. Wow, that's actually really nice to hear. And to be honest, I feel the same. I mean, they told me you were dead. I thought I'd lost you before I ever got to know you. I feel really fortunate to have had this time together. Dear niece, it warms my heart to hear it. Just to be clear, though, none of this is getting you out of mopping. Day one. I told myself I wasn't going to cry. I've taught her everything I can. It's up to her now. Good-o. I guess we'll pop in on the garden again. Why not? I probably wasn't very efficient. I should have done this when I came back from town last night, and then we could be doing a second round. But like I said, I don't think it'll matter. I just kind of like to have it on the go. What other cool stuff did we get yesterday? Quite a lot. We still need some more of this, though. I'll move that to purple. One of these to blue. We can red that one. And this bug, give it to green. And give that to yellow. And I think what we'll do is we'll have a round in town, and then I'll come back and sell stuff in the shop if I have time later. Yep, let's go do that. Do another round of gifts and ranking up if available. Just doing a rank up, of course. Like, I'm not going to send the heroes out again. I don't think I need to at this point. Let's just have them around. I need to speak to them. That's new. Good for the bug lady. No rank, that's fine. Just get some mint. Scaly wood. Oh, not too bad. Mint can have a plant. I need to find what else is a plant. This is a plant. Oh, it is. No rank. That's fine. So let's see Baptiste. Give him a flower. Let's give him the best flower we actually have, and I want to see if that is worth more in ranking terms. There's a fungus. What's this? Ooh, Orchid of the Witch Queen. What do you think about that, Baptiste? And that's worth a rank up. Yeah, I mean, why not? That's what we're here to do. He's not able to help. I hope you can overlook the throbbing vein in my temple, Sylvia. Generally, I'm quite good at keeping my composure when upset, but that vein will betray me every time. Stay for a pot of tea? I'm brewing some as we speak. Baptiste sets out cups and saucers of delicate porcelain. They gleam, even in the low light of the guild hall. Sylvia finds herself suddenly excited. Baptiste's version of tea time is clearly a cut above anything she's experienced. Baptiste pours, and Sylvia takes a sip. Careful, he's hot. The warning is too late, and misleading. Baptiste isn't referring to the temperature of the tea, but its flavour profile. Is tea supposed to burn like this? It's an interesting variety I found at the marketplace. It was quite inexpensive, and it also varnishes brooms. Sugar helps. The tea is, great, but why didn't you tell me what's got you upset? As a matter of fact, I'm just back from seeing Quinn. Yeah, Quinn can have that effect. I know they're a friend of yours, so I thought of them when it came time to sell the bits I'd harvested from that forest slam. And would you believe Quinn offered me next to nothing for my goods? You want me to talk to Quinn? Maybe rough him up a bit for you? Well, it's kind of you to offer, but I'm not sure you'd win that tussle. Anyway, Quinn isn't a problem. I saw 3 other merchants, and they all gave me a similar quote. Low-level monster gusts just ain't worth all that much, and they're worth less every day, as we gain access to potent and dangerous ingredients. And in the math, Sylvia, a hero would have to pack 30 of these things to afford a single meal. Well, you're used to pretty exorbitant meals, but I take your point. It's hard work to be a hero. I knew it was hard work. I knew it was dangerous work. I had naively assumed the compensation would reflect that. The heroes don't get any sort of salary. As the guild pays each Hoken a token stipend, the sum is so small it's mostly a formality. The bulk of the hero's income is meant to come from quest fees and from the loot they sell. That can be lucrative in theory, but once in a while a hero will stumble upon a genuine treasure trove. But statistically speaking, they're twice as likely to be struck by lightning and 3 times as likely to be implanted with a subcutaneous egg sac. And then, of course, if they do strike gold, the guild always gets a substantial cut. It sounds like the solution's simple. The smaller the guild's cut, the more gold you're putting in the pockets of the heroes. Oh, if only it was as easy as that. Alas. The Heroes Guild is a not-for-profit enterprise. It's a machine designed to generate revenue and to put that revenue into the hands of their stakeholders. Meaning your family. Yeah, that's right. They've invested quite a lot to get this chapter up and running. An endeavor such as this, it isn't inexpensive. And they plan to see a significant return on their investment. So far, everything appears to be on track. If the guild is a machine, then it is a very efficient one. Therefore, from the company's point of view, nothing is wrong at all. Everything is working precisely as intended. Voluntarily reducing our profit in order to enrich our contractors? Out of the goodness of our hearts? It simply isn't done. It flies in the face of the company's entire purpose. But morale is obviously important to you, even if there isn't a line for it on the company ledgers. Oh, that's the truth, and it's the crux of my dilemma. But while I don't yet have any answers, I feel hopeful. After all, it's only after our problem's been identified that it can be resolved.
The trick now is to simply find the common ground. That's the best way to ensure everyone comes away satisfied.
Apply common ground for 3 turn. Reduce stress applied by customer by 50%. That might be a one to add for the competition, because I don't know quite what Robin's going to be doing. But having a reduced stress for 3 turns might be quite good. I can see how that philosophy could work for me too.
Oh, you're already doing it. After all, you and I come from different worlds. But you have always felt like a kindred spirit.
Ditto, pal. I'm glad we're so simpatico.
Oh, we're definitely agreed on the quality of the tea then. Because I noticed you haven't touched yours in a few minutes, and I feel we should drink it down quickly, before it melts my good porcelain.
Interesting card. I think I can definitely see a use for that. I probably won't add it for this next shop haggle though, because I think the stress we're getting from there isn't that substantial. So let's try again. Let's give salt and pepper sort of the biggest fish that we have in our stock. This. Oh, that's a plant. Or maybe this. Yeah, black frost lobster.
The only thing better would be if it was stolen.
Oh yeah, rank up with them. So maybe the better ingredients rank up a better amount. I should keep that in mind for the next couple of days. I'm not going to take another treasure off them. I don't think the value is that good. But we'll rank up with them.
Supply run! But first things first, let's get some ice cream. We'll even pay for it instead of stealing out of respect for your chosen profession.
Oh, that's big of you.
Pretty big, yeah. I only hope this place finally took my feedback and has expanded its flavour offerings accordingly. I don't know why they didn't have seafood flavoured ice cream to begin with. It's like a no-brainer.
I think you're out of luck. I don't see anything seafoody. And I don't smell it.
Fine, we'll just stick with the plain.
Plain? Do you mean vanilla?
No, vanilla's a flavour, innit? I mean plain, milk flavoured.
The way Katuna intended. It's not the most flavourful ice cream Sylvia's ever had, but any ice cream is better than none. Salt and pepper lap enthusiastically at their own scoops with their tiny pink tongues.
So good. So good. And you just can't get this on the high seas. I guess it's got to be some kind of trade-off, right? Otherwise I don't see the appeal. If I spent as much time on land as you lovers do, I'd just be pissed off all the time.
So no change, really.
Captain Peanut Gallery over there. But you know the best part of life on the high seas?
The freedom is appealing. The idea that you could just lift at the anchor and go anywhere.
Yeah, that ain't bad. But it's not like we don't have ties that bind us. Nah, the best part is you're always with your mates. Your crew's your family. And you get to take them with you wherever you go. It's why we take this blood brother process so seriously. We've got to really put the screws to you. Make sure you're not the type to spill your sand at the first sign of trouble.
What does spill your sand mean? I'm not familiar.
It's a pirate thing.
Each of us carries a vial of sand, Sylvia. The sand is collected from the beach on which we're born.
Yeah, mostly we spend our whole lives on ships, but when a litter's about to be born, we try and find a cosy patch of sand somewhere. Birthing is a messy business. Better to do it in nature's litter box than to have swabbed the decks with bleach. And carrying some of that sand out to sea with us feels meaningful.
That's a cool custom. Sort of like taking a little piece of home with you.
Yeah. And no, it's not like our beach is our real home and the ship is a replacement. I think of it this way. The sand connects us with the place of our birth, but it's not like an anchor. It's more like a reminder that we can take the important stuff with us. Home ain't a static place, if you follow. And now that you know our secrets, we got to kill you.
What? Wait, you're just seeing if I'll spill my sand.
And demonstrate another pirate haggling hack. You can't show them no weakness, Sylvia. No quarter.
Give no quarter. It's a closer. Remove all customer buffs, then raise interest by 13. Have we seen many customer buffs? I mean, there's stuff like the shield and... I don't know about that. All right, no quarter will be given.
You got spirit for a landlubber. Oh, and I've got indigestion.
Me too.
Why does this happen with the ice cream? Every time. You think they're trying to poison us? Like that sushi place that time?
Is it possible you're lactose intolerant?
I don't know what that means, but I ain't known for my tolerance, so probably.
I need to find a litter box.
Yeah, you and me both. Oh, we'll see you around, Sylvia. Hot tip, you might want to steer clear of this area for a good 20 minutes or so.
That was fun. Okay, let's go see Roxanne. So see with Roxanne, let's give her a high value gem and see if that makes a difference. Cosmic quartz, do we dare? Alright. Oh, I quite like this. And I rank up, so maybe that is the key. Yeah, rank up, that's what we're here to do. So, your lips look extra glossy today. Oh, I just touched up my makeup a minute ago. It pays to put in the effort to look your best. If only because it can provide a surge of self-confidence. Chapstick. Apply confident for 2 turns. Increase all interest by 50%. For 2 turns, that is. If opener, apply for 3 turns. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? I can make an effort. But don't tell me you need more confidence. Generally, no, although I've been doing some soul-searching of late. Terribly inconvenient stuff, soul-searching. It started when I ran into someone on the street. An old friend? An old Mark, a man I fleeced for quite a bit of gold over the last few months. He spotted me through the crowd. He approached. I'm sure he intended to cause a scene, perhaps demand his money back. Instead, he tried to give me money. He told me he'd missed my potions. He offered me a goodly sum for a fresh dose of my anti-baldness elixir. Okay, that is definitely not a potion that exists. I know that, and you know that. He never figured it out. And my first thought was, easy money, right? But something happened. As I stood there staring at the man's trusting eyes and swiftly receding hairline, I imagined our roles were reversed. I felt... empathy. So you told him the truth? Oh, heavens no. I told him I was late for my charity work at a home for plucky, soot-covered orphans, and I beat a hasty retreat. But I didn't take his money. I think perhaps that's due to your influence, and I suppose I just wanted to tell you. That is, I thought you should know. Yeah? And if not for this ridiculous moral code, I've had extra money with which to pay you rent. Dang, is it too late to go back and fleece the guy? That opportunity, like the man's bangs, is lost forever. Now, let's get out of here for a spell. I'm in the mood for a change of scenery. Well, I can oh, here we go. Such a strange place, the forest. It's so... open. And no one to hear us scream. Keep your eyes peeled for monsters. I'll protect you, I assure you. There's nothing in the vicinity fiercer than I. Except you, perhaps. You've already got the better of me once. You mean in the competition? That doesn't exactly make me fierce, doesn't it? When I first saw you, I sized you up immediately. I pegged you for a spoiled little girl who'd never had to fight or scrape for anything in her life. And I was certain you'd be easy prey. I'm not too proud to admit I was wrong. Wrong on all counts. You're a fighter, Sylvia. You're every bit the fighter I am. Thank you for acknowledging that, and you're right. I'm as tough as nails and twice as sharp. There, see, you don't even need the compliment. I can get out of the way if you want to pat yourself on the back. My point is this. We have common ground, and a lot of it. I thought that made us enemies. Then I thought it made us allies. But we're more even than just allies, aren't we? We're friends, true friends. And that's no small thing, not to me. Sylvia, your kindness and support, your belief in me. You're the best friend I've ever had. Ever. Roxanne, that's so nice. I can't help bracing myself, waiting for a zinger about my hair. I give you a hard time, I know. I'll try to go easier on you. But teasing is how I express affection, and I have a great deal of affection for you, Sylvia. I mean, I must care for you a great deal if I'm able to overlook so very many shortcomings. There it is. I jest because I care, and because it's easier than saying thank you. But, thank you, Sylvia. Without you, I don't know where I'd be. Maybe, in the end, I would have been fine on my own. But maybe not. My life is certainly better for having you in it. Ah, there we go, that's sweet. Let's go and do Muck Tuck, and we'll give him a big ore. See if we can rank him up again. It's a gem. Gem. Essence. Or, you can have some black gold ore. Oh, your gift brings me light and life and joy. No rank up, though. That's fine, not to worry about Tuck. Luna, I'm meh with. Let's go and give Quinn a very valuable slime. See if we can raise Quinn's rank up. Oh, how about sack of composite slime? No strings attached, really? Ooh, rank up, very nice. Can we expand their offering? Yeah, I don't think we do that at this point, to be honest, actually. Let's rank up with Quinn. I was actually going to ask you to hang out. Want to get out of here? Let's do something. I don't know, it seems like every time you suggest an outing, I end up fleeing for my life. Oh, you're obviously good at fleeing, seeing as you're still alive and all. Yeah, now I think about it, I'm probably safer with you than I am anywhere else. Oh yeah? How do you figure? You're getting sweet on me, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I am I? I guess you've got me all figured out. And if you know me so well, you'll know I'll get you to accept my invitation eventually. I can already see you're interested in hanging out, and I'm an expert when it comes to compounding interest. Apply compound interest for 4 turns. Raises interest by 4 at start a customer's turn. Value doubles every turn. What? That's for 1 cost? That's really good. Damn, I'm going to find more room in my deck for all these cards. It's true, you know your stuff. Now I know it too. Great, awesome. So can we go now? Come on, stop dragging your broom. See, this isn't terrible. Just you and me? And a bunch of monsters waiting in the wings. Alright, I'm just gonna say this. Every time I have one of my visions lately, it's the same thing, over and over. I keep seeing you, Sylvia. Just your dumb face. I mean dumb in a nice way. Ugh. What are you saying, Quinn? What does that mean? Oh no, am I gonna die? I'm dying, aren't I? Oh, you beautiful fool. No. Well, yeah, I mean, we're all dying. But this means something else. It means I don't, hate you. I sort of the opposite of hate you. Whoa, are we really having this conversation? I was not expecting this. Sylvia, are you kidding me right now? You realize you've been flirting with me, right? I know I have, but you're so hard to read. I wasn't sure you were receptive. Well, now you know. So, what are you going to do about it? You're about to enter a romantic relationship with Quinn. Doing so will permanently block romantic relationships with other characters. We're going all in on Quinn. I'm all in, Quinn. I think we should date. I've never dated before. I'd like to run a cost-benefit analysis before I commit to anything. What? I'm just messing with you. Wait, does dating mean I get to mess with you, all the time? A bit of teasing's okay, but I think I'm supposed to be sweet sometimes too. Sweet, huh? I'm willing to try that. I could put a flaming bag of flower petals on your doorstep. I'll leave cute little bugs on your pillow. Well, we'll work on it together. Ooh, there we go. Cool. I wonder if that does anything mechanically different. Maybe not. So if we go home, that's pretty much all we can do. Try and rank up Saffron again, maybe. So let's try high value plant. Oh wait a minute, is that a plant? I ain't got one. I'm duplicating it though, aren't I? So yeah, let's offer Saffron that. I've got a rank. So we'll do this, and then when we go back home, it'll be straight to bed. We will sell those potions tomorrow. I've been feeling less burdened since our recent talk. I've been so determined to leave the past in the past, but it feels better to have everything out in the open. It's really helped my productivity too. Just this morning I converted an old ladder into a wine rack, which was necessary. Because yesterday I decided my old wine rack would make a fine bird feeder. Now I just have to figure out how to get the bird feeder up into the tree. I suppose I'll have to make a new ladder. Or I could fly it up for you. Oh, there you go again, solving my problems. That's what friends are for, right? I don't take it for granted, and I'd like to return the favor. Let me teach you some breathing exercises that will keep you calm through even the most difficult negotiation. Regulated breathing. Reduce stress by 1 at start of each turn. Lasts until the end of the current haggling session and stacks. Ooh. That could be really good. That could be really good for the final competition as well, potentially. And exhale. Got it. I do well to remember my own advice. I think my palm is sweating. The fleshy one, I mean. Is everything all right? Yes, I just wanted to discuss some things. To begin with, Sylvia, you are extraordinary and I cherish you. A friendship like ours comes along so rarely. So I felt it was necessary to say something to let you know how I feel. And part of what I'm feeling is scared. You're scared? I don't understand. It's difficult to explain, but I'll try. I had friends once. Friends so close they were like family. I lost every one of them in a single moment. I blinked and they were gone forever from this life. I've lived in the woods alone ever since, in part because I like the solitude, but in a deeper sense, because I needed the solitude. You understand? Hiding away isn't the answer. That's no way to live, Saffron. I know it isn't, but knowing a thing is true doesn't always make it easy. Here's the thing about being scared, though. It gives you an opportunity to be brave. So, thanks for that. Thanks for being my friend rather than leaving me to my solitude. I don't want to hide from the world, Sylvia, and I don't want to avoid feeling things. So let's make the most of our time. Let's live each day like it might be our last. And when our time is up, we'll know we spent it the best way we could. Together? Together. As true friends. Wow. Pretty cool. Just trying to remember, I think it's in the deck builder I see what the relationship status is, isn't it? So we're going to go home, because we can't really do much else here. Have a rest. Robin is playing for keeps, but so are we. The end is nigh. Will you be ready for your showdown? Tell me you will be. Yeah. Let's go into brew. I'll get the things out the aging barrels that we've got in there. Oh wow, these are worth so much money. Cool. I don't think we're doing anything else in here at the moment. So, first things first, let's have a look at our deck builder, because we got some really good cards. And I also want to see the sort of relationship status. So, with Quinn, we got up to rank 7 of 10 so far, and that's dating. Yeah, that's cool. Man, we really want compound interest in this. So let's have a think about this. Do I get rid of Pump Up at this point? Maybe. I still like Captivate. Anything that increases patience, though I won't need it for Robin's encounter. So remember to take Captivate out for that. These are pretty good. Chorus is still good. Salt or pepper? For 2 costs, maybe I'll get rid of that. Improv, card draw. Rattle off his card draw. Jingle. Only got 1 off now. We've got a finisher. Compromise. Maybe. Yeah, let's get rid of compromise. That's mugged up. We've got mugged up to rank 7. Saffron to rank 7. Oh, pretty much everyone's to rank 7. So we like this one. The fact that it stacks as well. By 1. I mean, maybe the effect isn't dramatic enough, thinking about it. Because how many turns realistically does our thing take? Not that many. I think we're kind of getting more towards having a deck that through draw we're trying to blitz them in one turn, 1 or 2 turns. Did I not have a card that you draw a card when you play a card? What was that? Chapstick was good. Maybe we should find room for one of those. I think we try and not have the... Yeah, let's try and not have the mindfulness. And we'll, if we fail Robin's test competition, we'll rethink that perhaps. Was it common ground? I'll reduce stress applied by customer by 50% for 3 turns. So for the competition deck, we'll try and add that. What was the... Oh, it is rattle them off. Draw a card each time you play a card. Yeah, so I think we should get a... Probably just applies for that turn. So I think we should try and get another one of those in the deck. And then our card draw is just kind of like... We're trying to finish this off in 1 or 2 turns. I like this one, though. I'm going to keep a couple of those in there. We'll keep one of those in. A couple of those. Maybe it's time to lose Frosty the Squirrel. Doesn't add a lot of interest. Oh, what was I going to add? Another rattle them off, wasn't it? Oh, we only get one of those cards. Fair enough. Maybe we'll have another improv then. Again, I sort of have to focus on a bit of a card drawy deck. Do we have enough interest raising cards, that said? We've got Chorus. Oh, I was going to lose Pump Up, wasn't I? Let's see how that feels with a couple of those in instead. So Chorus adds a lot of interest over time, which is going to be good for the final. Improv is draw, cheaper, finisher, cheaper, patience. So this is going to add a lot of interest. That probably stacks her other interest adding... Sorry, their other interest adding card at the beginning of the turns stacked. I mean, we'll give it a go. We'll test it in the shop today and just see if that's good. It might not be good. I think it is. Going again. Tell you what, we're going to add... Okay, we're going to keep one of these under glass. Doesn't really matter which. So those are our competition potions there. What I'll do is I'll bring these into the store to sell, because they're more expensive. Actually, let's take these out. What we'll do, we'll add them to Vendy. Let's just liquidate our assets. Alright, let's have a shop session. It's been a little while. It'd be good to practice with the deck, actually, and just, see how it works in practice. I'm slightly concerned about we're not raising enough interest. This place is good enough for the local heroes. I'm into it. Make me an offer I can't refuse. So we'll get compound interest going. Faux show. Rhythm. 1 less patience next turn. Very nice. I don't think we need that yet. There's some stress. Oh my god, why did we get 3 cards? It's crazy. How do we get so many stress? We only got 4%. That's crazy. Okay, that might be good to play at this point. Should have played Jingle before that, really. Well, we'll play that. We might as well close the deal now, I suppose. Just a heads up, I noticed some dust bunnies in the corner. I hope this potion's up to my standards. What can you tell me about it? If opener, yep. He's gonna devalue the potion. Let's get that going. Captivate. Captivate. Chorus. And this applies for 3 turns, so I may as well play it. I'm sure he's going to try and add stress at some point. Alright, 8%, we just draw so many of these. I don't think we need to do both of those. Okay, if we're going to close it, that'd be nice. Free chorus, sure. And then we'll do Zeal. I see the roof is holding up nicely. I've had my eye for something like this. Okay, so that's a Captivate. Jingle, that's fine. Does this cost 2 normally? I can't remember. This is a 1 cost. 1 cost. 1 cost. Let's try that. We're going to get compound interest going. Chorus. Let's improv. Captivate. Improv. Yeah, we play everything else. We can play that. So we'll get chorus. Chorus. Compound interest. That does stack. And deep connection. 4 more patience. Very nice. Is it a bit late to play Rattle 'em Off? Maybe not. Maybe we'll just close at this point. I'll probably get rid of that adding patience card for Robin's encounter, just because, you know, he comes with loads of patience anyway. Nope. They're gonna add a lot of stress, so maybe we add a common ground. Chorus. Whoops, I get close deal. I didn't mean to do that, but you know, money isn't really an issue at this point. I had a dream this place was condemned. I had my doubts, but I thought at least I'd ask about this one. Okay, I'm going to start with the rattle off. And a compound interest. Get rhythm. Chorus. Zeal? May as well just close. Oh, she's back. Now, there's a woman who knows what she's doing. I had my eye out for something like this. You're not addicted to these, are you? That's the last one you bought as well. Okay, so what? I think they're all one cost, aren't they, usually? So I guess we'll just improv. Captivate. Improv. Shame we don't have rattle them off. Okay, we keep this going for a few turns. We'll add that compound interest. An extra 4 patience. This feels like a really good deck for shop haggling, actually. Oh. Need a little bit of tweaking for the final tournament. Okay, we'll play one of those and a rhythm. Might be able to add some more patience with a captivate or something, or even just have a finisher. Got a finisher, and we could do... Wow, 38. Nice. How about that? And this adds 30, so, you know, we've maxed her out. 88% markup. Cool. Yeah, that chorus really ramps up. I hope the heroes make use of this place. I wonder if you've time enough to take this on. Nope. I wouldn't want to pressure you. I hope we can come to an agreement. Okay, he's going to stress us. Not much we can do about that. Compound interest. Rhythm. Activate. He's going to hit with stress. Let's bring that down a little bit. He's still got loads actually, so let's do a rattle them off. Get compound interest going again. I think we must have halved our thing somehow. He's losing 3, so I guess we go chorus. Jingle. Rhythm. Chorus. I can't play that. I think perhaps we'll just close the deal then. $54,000 now. All the potions are gone. We've got some out of India as well. Nearly 60,000. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the case, i.e. competition potions, out of the cases for now. Because I'm bound to forget them. And... we'll check on the garden. Might be some stuff that's finished. I want to sort of sleep there, so maybe do 1 rank up in town. I guess we check in with everyone. Let's gift Corsac a high value fungi. truffle. Yeah, he's rankable now. I'm going to leave that. I want to see if I can rank up with Quinn first, though. I'm swooning on the inside. I'm playing it cool, Quinn. So where's my good slime? This one. Oh, you're making me feel all fuzzy again. Nice. We couldn't rank up with Quinn, so Corsac is an option. Let's go and... If I can rank up with Zid, I might do that. I tend to like Zid's cards a lot. What's my best bug? Probably this one. The Hocus Locust. Now bow down before your generosity. No rank, though. Let's get some mint. That's plants. What's our most valuable plant? That's fungus. Probably this. Hey, thanks, friend. Mint is rankable. Yeah, okay, we haven't done a lot. Well, I think we've done a decent amount of Mint's cards, but this one might be good. I think she tends to add a lot of interest, so we could do with a bit more of that. I'm glad you had some time to hang out today. I've had something on my mind, and it's important we talk about it away from the guild hall. The walls there have ears, only some of which are stuffed and mounted. Is this a top secret mission briefing? Because I'm not sure I have the proper security clearance, but I could talk to Baptiste. Oh, nothing like that. I want a little privacy, that's all. I just figured we could talk, and I'm weirdly nervous about it. I'm probably overthinking it, though. Sometimes the best strategy is to have no strategy at all. And I do my best work when I keep it simple. Keep it simple. Raise interest by 9. Discard 2 random cards. If opener, discard only 1 card. Raise interest by 9 at the cost of losing 2 cards. I mean, if you have a lot of stress in your hand, that actually wouldn't be a bad thing. I can maybe find room for one of those. Yeah, life's complicated enough. And you should know you don't need to be nervous around me. Well, in that case, here's the thing. I'm just going to come right out and say it. Sylvia, I feel like you've been flirting with me. And for a while I was kind of into it. I mean, I like you a lot. But after I'm trying to focus on my work for the guild and you... Well, I know that you're seeing someone. You're right, sorry. I didn't mean to string you along or make things awkward. Hey, I get it. I just wanted to address it before anyone's feelings got hurt. So it's okay with you if we're just friends? I mean, I've never loved that phrasing, just friends. As if friendship isn't amazing, as if it's anything less than magic when two people connect. Growing up, I was the only one in my family who ever dreamed of life beyond our sleepy little port town. The only one who wanted to leave one day. In a lot of ways, no one ever really got me, not like you do. Oh, we're definitely kindred spirits. It's true, I saw it in your eyes the first time we met, that same drive to succeed, the same refusal to settle for less. It's made my own journey easier, my whole life better, just knowing that we're on parallel paths. Sylvia, you're my best friend, and I'm so glad we get to experience Rafta together. It's an amazing place, and we've barely scratched the surface. I know, just think how many adventures we have ahead of us. I'm confident we're going to leave our mark on this place as capable, enterprising individuals. And as a team. You're the best teammate I could ask for. No, you are. Aw, look at us. Couple of softies. We've got this, Sylvia, you and me. What could possibly stand in our way? I'm going to see Baptiste. I'm not going to do any more ranking up today, though, because I want to sleep off this stress. So, what's our best flower? Ah, that's nice orchid. You know you're an excellent gift giver. Oh, he's rankable as well. I mean, we could get rid of 20 stress. It wouldn't be all of it. We'd have 5% stress left over. I think that's probably okay, because we can lose that before the tournament. Let's rank up with Baptiste then. Yeah, it would be a delight. Sylvia, I was thinking about you earlier. Although not just you. To be honest, I've had a fair bit on my mind. I'm still puzzling out how best to serve the guild. How best to serve its people. It's a big problem for one person to tackle. You want to talk it out? I do, but perhaps not today.
doggedness can take you far, but sometimes a step back is the way forward. I'm sure you've already realized the value of an occasional strategic withdrawal.
0. Permanently block the highest available level of interest, but increase patience by 3. It's not a bad card, but as I was kind of intimating before, I don't think interest level is going to be... patience level is going to be the issue against Robin. So it's probably a nice card if we'd got that earlier. But yeah, probably won't add that. Yeah, I know just what you mean.
Good, because as pressing as the guild business feels, it can in fact wait. There's something else I'd like to discuss today, if you're amenable. Let's find a quiet spot. Keep an eye out for slimes, would you? As we've learned, it's scarcely worth the effort to smite them, but I would hate to get any sludge on our shoes.
Are we looking for bigger monsters?
We're only looking for a bit of privacy. I've been trying to develop our reputation in the guild as an austere man of action. You know the often ready type who earns respect wherever he goes.
Are they buying it?
Let's just say it wouldn't help my case to be overheard discussing soppy emotional topics with you. But that is what I had in mind for today. In particular, I wanted to thank you, Sylvia, for your friendship. The time we've spent together has been illuminating, and more than that, it's been fun. I had friends back home, but I've never known anyone quite like you.
You're unique in my life too, and I think it's good for both of us.
Certainly. Why live in such a strange and singular place if we're only going to adhere to old habits and comfort zones?
I suppose what I mean to say is that I don't take your friendship for granted.
I make no apologies for who I am, but who I am is a bit of an old fit here. You made me feel welcome and valued. I value you in turn, Sylvia. I wanted to make sure you knew it.
I do now, thanks, Baptiste.
Of course. Now, what do you say we get out of here? I've got a bottle of wine chilling back at the guild hall. Oops, force of habit. It's not a bottle at all, but a box of wine. Have you ever heard of such a marvel?
I bet it's delicious.
I'll admit I'm curious about the flavour profile. Subtle notes of black sherry and cardboard, according to the shopkeep. But I didn't buy it for the taste. I bought it because it's by far the most cost-effective option for getting inebriated in an hurry. And we're busy people, Sylvia, so what do you say?
I say let's drink.
Let us drink indeed, to friendship.
Let's go and see Salt and Pep. What's our best fish? This. So no ranking up with them, never mind. You see Roxanne. Is that a gem? No, that's all. These are gems, aren't they? No, that's mana. Is this a gem? That's a gem. Oh, I shall cherish it. No rank up, that's fine. I'm not going to bother with Luna anymore. Tar. Saffron. That's a good plant. There we go. I'm so pleased to know what's on your mind. No rank up, that's fine. We've seen mucked up already? Just check. Oh, okay. So, where's our best ore? Probably... no, that's... Is that ore? Is this ore? Ore. Your gift brings me light and life and joy. Oh, we can rank up with mucked up, but maybe we'll do that tomorrow. So, we're going to travel home. You're very busy. I understand. Some money out of Indy. What did I want to do before going to bed? I can't remember now. I'm going to have a look at the deck builder actually. Let's build our competition deck. So, for competition, as I've said previously, patience is not a problem. So we're going to get rid of our captivates. We're also going to get rid of things that just reduce the cost, because we don't really need that. Like our jingle, we don't need to reduce patience because competitions you have so much patience available. Again, so deep connection goes. That stays. That stays. And that stays. So we've got 6 cards we can add. Let's have a little think about what we want to do then. Mulligan might be nice if we have a big hand of stress cards. You can just, you know, discard that and just draw new stuff. So that's a possible. There's a duplicate card. Might be nice to have those actually for the chorus cards, and you can just keep that rolling and rolling, and actually that'll build lots for one cost. You know, you're building a lot more interest suddenly. Take both of those. I don't know about the earlier Quinn cards, not so sure about those. What's reinforced is reducing stress for 3 turns, so maybe we'll add one of those. I think stress is going to be an issue for the final oh, I didn't mean to do that, I just wanted to see what it does. Two turns. So I think we're alright. Anything here that can help us manage the stress? Yeah, this could be really good for the competition actually, because they might start off with like sort of 40 or 50 patients, and then, you know, suddenly we're doing that. So actually that might be a really strong competition card. There's the mindfulness one. I quite like that. I quite like this now. I think with the 4 chorus cards and duplicate and the card draw we've got, that actually that could be really good. So I think we'll save that deck and we'll give that a go in the competition. But we're going to end the episode there. Actually, let's end the day first. We will be ending the episode here, so thanks very much for watching this episode of Potionomics. It's our penultimate episode. We've got one more day and then the competition, both of which will be in the next episode. So thanks very much, and hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing, and just comment on the video as well. Let me know what you think. Sure, I'm making mistakes, but also it's just good to have feedback. So I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.